Hello, Aquarius. Yes, I just felt very excited preparing the cards for your reading. So we'll see where it goes. It can go any direction from there. But I'm Empress Rose. We're going to do your general reading for the week. All the cards are shuffled thoroughly beforehand, casino shuffled, and even bridge, you know, the nifty bridge. So again, these are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Check your sun, moon, rising, Venus for other insights into your life. And we're going to start with this Oracle of Mystical Moments deck. All right, what do we have for Aquarius? Our dear Aquarius friends, what do we want to say to them this week? Okay. Is that it? Is that our only message for Aquarius? Nope. Okay. Here we have Elixir of Life. This is a very sweet, sensual card. A soothing, healing balm. There's a lot of quietness in this card, and yet there's something on your chest. There's a lot of just sweet enjoyment, just pleasure, enjoying life, enjoying where you're at, you know, inhaling this gorgeous scent of rose and really letting it bring you pleasure. I think one of my favorite poems is a Mary Oliver poem, and it's about that this card is reminding me of right now, and it's about it's called Wild Plums, and it's just about how enjoyment of life can really come through the body first, when we're feeling these joys and these pleasures, these smells and tastes, and really enjoying the senses, our bodily senses. It is part of happiness. You tempt the happiness into your body with the senses, the five senses. So that's what this card reminds me of, is tempting happiness into your body through the physical world. We tend to think of happiness as very spiritual, but I think like when something smells good or feels good, like the touch feels good, the smell is good, the taste is good, just let that bring you happiness. Your body can be part of happiness. So you're really savoring something this week, and it's healing. And then you have this Touch the Sky. This is a head in the clouds. This is dreaming about some possibility. I think it has to do with communication. What would happen if you said something? What would happen if her head's not just in the clouds, but it's above the clouds. So these are very lofty dreams, and you're wanting to let them fly, let them free, and you're sort of imagining and dealing with like what that might be. So I'm seeing a contemplative space in both of these. Of course, this whole deck tends to be very contemplative, but this is definitely finding happiness and joy in your physical world, and this is finding happiness and joy in your dreams and fantasies. So, and ideas of like the future. So you're finding a lot of happiness in all the avenues: your imagination, your future, your dreams, your wishes. The wishes themselves seem to be making you very happy right now. And then just also finding ways to tempt that happiness into your body through the senses. So, all right, Aquarius, let's talk about the Santa Muerte tarot deck. And these have all been very thoroughly shuffled as well. I'm just doing a nervous shuffle before I lay them down, okay? Imagine me at the end of a diving board, not quite sure I'm ready to jump in. That's where we're at. Past, present, inner landscape, at issue, environment, to-do list, and your possible outcome. Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. In your recent past, you have the Knight of Cups. So this deck has a different reading. And since I'm using this deck, then it has a different reading than the Rider-Waite. And since I'm using this deck, we're going with this reading. I'm not getting something else out of it right now. You're crossing a threshold. You're moving into the future. Your spirit has crossed this threshold. Your soul, your instinct has crossed a threshold, has left the garden. Your mind's still looking back. So, but you've moved forward. You've moved forward. You have a message going forward. You have something from the space that you've been in to bring into the future, and you've crossed the threshold, and you are crossing the threshold. You're contemplating crossing the threshold, actually, in the past. You're looking back at the past, trying to understand this place where you've been. I feel like a time traveler vibe here, where you've got this message from the past that you're going to take with you, and sometime in the future you're going to look back and you're going to need that message. So keep it with you, whatever that scroll is. In your present moment, you have the Seven of Swords. You're waking up from some sort of situation, some sort of treachery. The only thing you've had is hope and self-reflection, and that has helped you bust out of this coffin. You went into the coffin thinking you were going to take a nap. You got buried there. You got stuck there. People hammered nails into the coffin. You've had to work your ass off to get out of that coffin, out of that dark spot. And it's just been hope, reflection, hope, and a lot of internal work getting you out of a dark spot. So this is the moment where you're just sitting there. You've done a lot of work. And you're just sitting there like, what the fuck happened? I thought these were my friends and they buried me. I thought I was in a safe place, and I really wasn't. So it's that sort of waking up to some sort of treachery and starting to understand and realize that the situation that you've been in. But the great thing about this card is you are out of it. You are reflecting back on it. So look at these two guys. They're looking at each other. This one's looking back. This one's looking back to the past. And the past is looking back. So there's this element of you're definitely, the past is moving forward. Your past situation was moving forward through a threshold, but looking back at where it came from. And your present is like past the threshold, and looking back at what happened and where you came from and all that's gone on. In your inner landscape, you have this Eight of Pentacles. So you are in a hold mode. You don't want to move forward. You did this sort of moving, this fighting in the past, and right now you're holding on to what you have. You're holding on to your money. So this is happening internally. So internally, you're feeling like you don't want to move. You don't want to go. You're not ready to make moves, nothing. I'm getting that vibe so much from these. Not ready to make your moves. Wanting to sit here, sit where you're at, and, enjoy this fresh air. Enjoy where you got. Dream about the future. So in your present moment, internally, that's where you're at. You're not moving. You've got what you've got. You've got some success here. You've woken up a little bit. You've crossed this threshold, and you just want to stay there for a while. Get some stability. Get used to the view from where you're at. You're at this, bottom level. You're at this base of the jungle. It's a very grounded place. And once you found it, and maybe you found it through your senses and through grounding through our senses, that's one of the best ways to ground is pick a sense, focus on it, and it can help keep you grounded. So now that you're a little grounded, you want to stay there. So your inner landscape is feeling very grounded, very solid, very secure. You woke up. You're no longer fighting. And you're feeling like holding. At issue is this, oh yeah, I see this, is this Ace of Swords. You're not getting the inspiration to move forward. This is why you're in this hold pattern and grounding pattern, which is a perfect place to be when you're not getting any inspiration. You don't know the truth about a situation yet. You're waking up to it, but you don't maybe have the full story. You're waiting for some divine inspiration. It's not coming. You're dreaming about when the divine inspiration is going to come to move forward, to let these birds fly and let them loose into reality. You're dreaming about that, but it's not coming. So that's, I would say that that's an issue, but it's coming across to me as very natural. Like, this isn't supposed to be happening yet. You may wish that it would happen, but it's not supposed to be happening yet. So you will, I feel though that one of the things I like about this at issue position is there's almost a promise that like, you know, everything passes, everything changes. And so there's this idea that if this is at issue, then this means that this is a changing situation. And so that inspiration could eventually come, will eventually come. But right now you're not having it. Right now you're just kind of dreaming. I think you're exploring ideas and one of them just hasn't jumped out at you and stabbed you and been like, this idea came from the sky, came from heaven. So you're in this dreamy mode. In your environment, I cannot believe this. I mean, I can, but it's also just pretty accurate, like for the Aquariuses that I personally know. This is a little bit intense. This is your environment. This is the Two of Wands. This is a very volatile situation. This is a very battle. This is the midst of battle. So no wonder you're grounding and you're sitting and you're settling and you don't really, you're not really, around you in your environment is this battle, very unsettled energy, very volatile. We have guns. Guns don't show up any place else in this whole suit. They're all swords. These are guns. They're crossed. They're it's a very, there's a lot of passion and fire power here. It's a little bit dangerous. It's a little bit fraught. So you're in the middle of a battleground right now. This is in your environment. There's either somebody or some situation that's very volatile, very passionate, very strong and dangerous, honestly. So you may be waking up to this, but you're not out of the woods yet. Your to-do list, I don't know how to take this card in the to-do list, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so we have this Two of Swords. This Two of Swords. This is, so we have this Two of Wands, and then we have this Two of Swords. So the Two of Wands is a very volatile situation. We've got two guns. They're crossed. This is Two of Swords. So this is a scissors that's put together inappropriately. So it's supposed to cut, but the blades are facing out. All it's going to take is a flathead screwdriver to unscrew that, put them to and put the scissors together again. You just have to see that and wake up to it. So there's a lot of waking up vibes to this. And once you see what needs to be done, you'll be able to do it. And this is your to-do list. This is talking about a real block, a real, you can get out. You just might be in denial of the process. The process might not be what you want, or you might not be ready for it. You can't see it yet. But you can get out. So this may be asking you, honestly, to be in a little bit more, that it's okay to be in denial right now. It's okay to be not breaking out right now. This might not be the time, but this wants you to know that there will come a time, and you can put this scissors to right, and you'll be able to see how to do it. You have all the tools you need. This is letting you know you have all the tools you need. So even though you're not ready to do this yet, and I'm definitely seeing you not ready to do something yet in these cards. You're dreaming of doing something. You're thinking about it. This is here to tell you you do have the tools. You will be able to do it. Once this inspiration hits, once you get the idea and the clarity that is coming, you can do this. This is possible. This is doable. But you just have to put the scissors back together. You have to take something apart and put it back together again. So even if you're not ready, this is saying that when you are ready, everything's ready for you. You'll have what you need. One of the possible outcomes of this situation is this Ten of Cups. Yay. Maximum emotional fulfillment. Now this is the Ten of Cups are not maximum possible throughout all of life, emotional fulfillment. This situation has achieved its maximum fulfillment, will achieve maximum fulfillment. So that might be, maximum fulfillment in life. And with this deck, it's a little more clear that way. But here you have this heart-filled, loving home, loving space, serenity. It's transformed. The situation ends up transforming into I think you've got to do some work here. It's not going to transform by itself. But what you're dreaming of is this tranquil village, this tranquil home, this transformation of a whole like heart-filled situation into, you start out with this past situation of crossing this threshold, of leaving this space. And this is what you're dreaming of. This is the space that you're dreaming of. So it is saying, one of the possible outcomes is that the space that you're dreaming of that caused you to leave, that caused your instincts to leave another situation, or this is possible. So whatever situation you're having in mind, this is talking about there is going to be emotional fulfillment. Your needs are going to be met. There's going to be a lot of peace, a lot of serenity. This is just a heart-filled home, a home full of love and care and compassion. It's very, very heartful. It's very, very loving, and it's a really beautiful possibility here that I love. So I'm saying, like, you're not out of the woods yet. You're not ready to go. You need to do some ground through your senses. Really focus on enjoying life through, taste and smell and all of your whole body. Like, just get into those senses and ground yourself there, because you're not feeling like moving. You don't have the clarity you need to move forward. And keep dreaming. It says you're gonna fulfill something. You're gonna find fulfillment, and you're gonna find what you're looking for. You don't have the clarity to move forward yet. And you know that. So you're stay still. Find happiness where you're at. Keep dreaming, find happiness in those dreams and those wishes. Really feel like what it would be like to have that wish fulfilled, and what that would feel like, and focus more on that, and feeling really good about what it's going to be like to achieve this, to have this finally, and to so finding happiness in your wishes, and in your senses and your bodies. So, but otherwise holding this week. All right, Aquarius, I'm so grateful to be able to do this. And I'm grateful for the technology that allows me to do it. And I am really grateful for your comments and likes and subscriptions that help my baby channel grow bit by bit. I really appreciate it. So I hope you have a wonderful week.